141. The Wagong army opens the granary and distributes grain. The rise of Jai Rang. Jai Rang, the leader of the Wagong army, was originally a minor official in Dongjun. He offended his superior and was imprisoned, sentenced to death. A sympathetic prison guard told him, "You are a brave man. How can you just wait for death in prison?" One night, the guard secretly broke his shackles, opened the cell door, and helped Jai Rang escape. Jai Rang fled to Wagong village near Dongjun, where he gathered impoverished farmers and formed an uprising force. Local young men, upon hearing of this, joined his ranks. Among them was a 17-year-old youth named Su Shiji, later known as Su Yuan Lang, who was not only skilled in martial arts but also very resourceful. Su Shiji advised Jai Rang, "The people here are poor and should not be disturbed." However, in the Xinjiang region, wealthy merchants frequently travel. Why not go there to acquire money and grain? Jai Rang accepted Su Shiji's suggestion and led his peasant army to Xinjiang, where they specifically targeted corrupt officials and wealthy merchants, seizing large amounts of wealth. As word spread, more farmers joined Jai Rang, and soon, his army grew to over 10,000 men. Li Mi joins and strengthens the Wagong army. After Li Mi joined Jai Rang, he helped organize and discipline the troops. At that time, several small peasant rebel forces were active in the surrounding areas. Li Mi traveled to these groups, persuading them to unite under Jai Rang's command. Pleased with Li Mi's efforts, Jai Rang gradually grew closer to him. Although Jai Rang had amassed a formidable force, he never considered overthrowing Emperor Yang of Sui. Li Mi, however, urged him. In the past, Liu Bang and Xian Yu were just commoners, but they eventually overthrew the Qin dynasty. Now, the emperor is cruel and incompetent, and the people are filled with resentment. Most of the imperial forces are stationed far away in Liaodong. With your strong army, capturing the eastern capital and Chang'an to overthrow the tyrant would be an easy task. Jai Rang was delighted and said, "Your suggestion is excellent. I hadn't thought of this before." They decided to first attack Xinjiang. The governor of Xinjiang urgently reported to Emperor Yang, who dispatched the experienced general Zhang Xutuo to suppress the rebellion. Zhang Xutuo was a veteran in dealing with peasant uprisings. Jai Rang had previously suffered a defeat at his hands, so upon hearing of his approach, he became apprehensive. However, Li Mi reassured him, "Zhang Xutuo is brave but lacks strategy. Moreover, he is arrogant and underestimates his enemies. If we exploit his weaknesses, we can surely defeat him." Li Mi devised a plan where Jai Rang's forces would engage Zhang Xutuo in a frontal battle while Li Mi hid with 1,000 soldiers in the dense forests near Diyi Temple, north of Xinjiang. Zhang Xutuo, believing Jai Rang to be an easy opponent, recklessly led his troops in pursuit. Jai Rang feigned retreat, luring Zhang Xutuo into a narrow path surrounded by dense forests, the very ambush Li Mi had prepared. At Li Mi's signal, Wagong troops sprang from their hiding spots and surrounded Zhang Xutuo's army. Despite his valor, Zhang Xutuo was unable to break through the encirclement. Eventually, he and his entire force were annihilated, capturing the granary and winning public support. After this victory, Li Mi gained significant influence within the Wagong army. He was not only strict in discipline but also lived frugally. All wealth and supplies seized from the enemy were distributed among the soldiers, which gradually won their loyalty. In the spring of 617 AD, Li Mi advised Jai Rang to take advantage of Emperor Yang's absence in Jiangdu and the weakened defenses of the eastern capital by launching an attack. Wagong spies infiltrated the capital but were discovered by Sui officials, who immediately reinforced the city's defenses. Li Mi then changed plans and proposed attacking Xingluo Granary, modern-day Gongxian, Hunan, instead. Also known as Luokou Granary, this was the largest granary of the Sui dynasty. The walled storage facility spanned over 20 miles and contained 3,000 massive underground silos, each storing 8,000 shur of grain, accumulated through years of oppressive taxation. Jai Rang and Li Mi led 7,000 elite troops in the assault. These soldiers were once destitute farmers, and when they learned they were attacking a government granary, their morale soared. They launched a ferocious assault. Though the Sui garrison attempted resistance, they were no match for the fierce Wagon troops, who quickly overran the granary. After capturing the granary, the Wagon army immediately ordered the distribution of grain. Soldiers opened the silos and allowed the starving people to take as much as they needed. Hungry farmers, from elderly men with graying hair to mothers carrying infants, rushed in, tears of gratitude in their eyes. Their appreciation for the Wagon army was beyond words. Following this victory, the Wagon army repelled reinforcements sent from the eastern capital. By then, command of the army had gradually shifted to Li Mi. Recognizing his own limitations, Jia Reng willingly ceded leadership to Li Mi, who was then proclaimed Duke of Wei and appointed supreme commander. The Wagon army's decline. With its base at Luoco, the Wagon army established its own regime and continued to conquer numerous regions. Many Sui officials and soldiers defected. While besieging the eastern capital, they issued a manifesto denouncing Emperor Yang's tyranny and calling on the people to overthrow the Sui dynasty. The entire Central Plains region was shaken. However, just as the Wagon army was flourishing, internal divisions arose. After Jia Reng relinquished command to Li Mi, some of Jia Reng's loyal followers were displeased. Advisors urged Jia Reng to reclaim his leadership, but he dismissed the idea with laughter. Unfortunately, these whispers reached Li Mi, making him uneasy. Li Mi's subordinates, seeking to consolidate his power, encouraged him to eliminate Jia Reng. To secure his position, Li Mi ultimately made a ruthless decision. One day, he invited Jia Reng to a banquet. During the feast, he sent Jia Reng's soldiers away and presented him with a fine bow, asking him to test it. As Jia Reng turned to draw the bow, Li Mi's hidden assassin struck, cutting him down. From that moment, the Wagon army began to decline. Meanwhile, in the north, Li Yuan's anti-Sui forces were rising in strength, setting the stage for the eventual fall of the Sui dynasty. 142. Li Yuan's uprising in Taiyuan. Li Yuan's initial hesitation. Li Yuan was originally a noble of the Sui dynasty, inheriting his ancestral title and becoming the Duke of Tang. In 617 AD, Emperor Yang of Sui appointed him as the governor of Taiyuan to suppress peasant uprisings. Initially, Li Yuan achieved several victories, but as the rebel forces grew stronger and more numerous, he began to feel uneasy. Li Yuan had 4 sons, and his second son, Li Shimin, was only 18 at the time. He was a courageous and ambitious young man who enjoyed befriending talented individuals. People admired his generosity and hospitality, and he became well-connected. Recognizing that the Sui dynasty was on the brink of collapse, Li Shimin had already begun making plans of his own. The persuasion of Li Shimin and Lu Wenjing. The magistrate of Jinyang, modern-day Taiyuan, Shanxi, Lu Wenjing, greatly valued Li Shimin's abilities, and the two became close friends. Lu Wenjing was also related to Li Mi, the leader of the Wagon army. When Li Mi joined the rebellion, Emperor Yang ordered the arrest of his relatives. As a result, Lu Wenjing was implicated, dismissed from office, and imprisoned in Jinyang. Hearing of Lu Wenjing's imprisonment, Li Shimin was deeply concerned and hurried to visit him in jail. Grasping Lu Wenjing's hand, Li Shimin said, "Brother Lu, I am here not only as a friend, but also to seek your advice." Lu Wenjing, who had long understood Li Shimin's ambitions, responded, "The emperor is far away in Jiangdu, Li Mi is pressuring the eastern capital, and rebellions are breaking out everywhere. This is the perfect time to seize the empire. I can help you gather 100,000 troops, and your father already commands tens of thousands. With this force, we can march on Chang'an, claim leadership over the realm, and within 6 months, unify the empire." Li Shimin was delighted. "You have spoken exactly what is in my heart," he said. However, convincing his father would be difficult. Around this time, the Turkic Khaganate, a nomadic power to the north, launched an attack on Mai. Li Yuan sent troops to resist, but they suffered repeated defeats. Fearing that Emperor Yang would punish him, Li Yuan was anxious and unsure of what to do. Seizing the opportunity, Li Shimin urged his father to rebel against the Sui dynasty. Li Yuan was so shocked that he exclaimed, "How dare you say such treasonous words? If I report you, you'll be executed." Unshaken, Li Shimin replied, "If you must report me, go ahead. I am not afraid to die." Of course, Li Yuan did not actually turn him in, but he sternly warned him never to say such things again. The next day, Li Shimin tried again. "Father, you were sent here to suppress the rebels, but more and more people are rising up. Can you truly defeat them all? Moreover, the emperor is highly suspicious. Even if you succeed, your position will only become more precarious. The only way out is to follow my plan." Li Yuan hesitated for a long time before sighing deeply and saying, "Last night, I thought about what you said. You have a point, but I am still undecided. Whether our family rises or falls now depends on you." Preparing for rebellion. Li Yuan released Lu Wenjing from prison, and together they began recruiting soldiers. He also summoned his other two sons, Li Jianqing and Li Yuanji, who were fighting in Hedong, back to Taiyuan. Meanwhile, Taiyuan's two deputy governors noticed Li Yuan's unusual activities and tried to interfere. Li Yuan accused them of colluding with the Turks and had them executed. Following Lu Wenjing's advice, Li Yuan sent envoys with generous gifts to negotiate with the Turkic Khaganate, proposing an alliance against the Sui dynasty. The Turkic Khagan, seeing the potential benefits, agreed to support Li Yuan. With his northern front secured, Li Yuan officially launched his rebellion. Declaring himself Grand General, he appointed Li Jianqing and Li Shimin as the left and right commanding generals, respectively, and made Lu Wenjing his chief counselor. He also renamed his troops as the Righteous Army. With 30,000 soldiers, they left Jinyang and marched toward Chang'an. Along the way, they continued recruiting volunteers and, following the example of peasant rebels, opened government granaries to distribute food to the poor. This rapidly increased their support among the people. The Battle of Hui. As the Tang army approached Hui, modern-day Hui County, Shaanxi, they encountered resistance from Sui General Song Laoxing. The region's narrow roads and continuous autumn rains disrupted the Tang army's supply lines. Rumors spread among the troops that Turkic forces were preparing to attack Jinyang. Li Yuan wavered, considering retreating back to Taiyuan. Li Shimin objected. "This is harvest season, there is food everywhere in the fields, so a lack of grain is not an issue. Song Laoxing is not a real threat. We have proclaimed a righteous cause to rally the people. If we retreat before even fighting, we will lose all credibility. Returning to Taiyuan would be a dead end." Li Jianqing supported his younger brother's argument, and Li Yuan ultimately abandoned the idea of retreat. One morning in August, after days of rain, the sky finally cleared. The Tang army swiftly advanced along the mountain paths toward Hui. Li Jianqing led a small cavalry force to provoke the enemy outside the city gates. Seeing the small number of enemy troops, Song Laoxing personally led 30,000 soldiers out of the city to engage them. At that moment, Li Shimin launched a surprise attack from the southern hills, crushing Song Laoxing's troops. Song, realizing his mistake, tried to retreat to the city, only to find that Li Yuan's forces had already captured it and sealed the gates. Trapped with no escape, Song Laoxing was killed. The March on Chang'an and the founding of the Tang dynasty. After securing Hui, the Tang army continued westward. They crossed the Yellow River with the help of local peasant rebels in Guangzhou. Meanwhile, in Chang'an, Li Yuan's daughter had recruited over 10,000 troops, forming an army known as the Ladies' Army, to support their entry into the capital. By the time Li Yuan's forces reached Chang'an, they had amassed over 200,000 soldiers. The Sui troops defending the city could no longer resist. Li Yuan successfully captured Chang'an and, in an effort to gain popular support, issued a 12-point code abolishing the harsh laws of the Sui dynasty. Temporarily, he installed Emperor Yang's grandson, Yang Yu, as a puppet emperor. In the summer of 618 AD, news arrived that Emperor Yang had been assassinated in Jiangdu. Li Yuan then deposed Yang Yu and proclaimed himself emperor, establishing the Tang dynasty. He became known as Emperor Gaozu of Tang.